Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, the larger of two known remaining dwarven cities in the world. Orzammar was once the seat of a major empire connected by tunnels called Deep Roads, which stretched thousands of miles. The city now stands alone, cut off from the rest of the dwarven ancestral lands by the Darkspawn incursion. Secure in Orzammar's impregnable construction, the dwarven noble houses continue their centuries-old power struggles. Assassination and blackmail are commonplace, but the appearance of honor is paramount. You are the second child of King Endron of House Aidukan, the 9th Aidukan ruler elected by the Noble Assembly. You grew up in a world rife with political intrigue, and have struggled against brothers and cousins for honor and prestige. Today, a feast celebrates your first military commission, the opening move towards real power in the ever-changing game of dwarven politics.
Greetings, my lord. You are dressed and ready. Excellent. I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast? Certainly. You'll cut an imposing picture out there. Of course, if every other noble has a shield and 3 swords, you'll feel awfully underdressed. One can't take all this marching about and speech-making too seriously. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances. As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Perhaps we should go show them what single combat is really all about. And by we, I mean you. I'll practice my cheering. Right behind you, my lord. The day is ours until—
Have some gall, merchant.
Our trust follow, big brother. How surprising to run into you out among the common folk.
Especially since duty requires that you attend our King Father at the feast today. Have you so little respect for him to disregard his wishes on a day set aside for you?
Lord Harrowmont told me we wouldn't be needed for hours at least.
Silence! If I want the opinion of my sibling's second, I will ask for it.
Yes, your highness.
Perhaps you were right, Balin, when you said our brother wasn't entirely without regard for his duty and station. I'll be along later to toast your command. Come, Balin.
That was fun. Nothing like being talked down to by the next king. That it is. Let's get back to enjoying it, shall we?
Your Highness, it is an honor to have you here. Have you come to watch these brave warriors do battle in your honor? Your presence encourages the fighters to greater feats. I'll call the first fighters in a moment.
Greetings, Lord Aidukan. Are you enjoying the proving so far? Your presence will inspire these fighters to even greater effort.
This is the lead trainer of the provings, my lord. He teaches nobles from lower houses without their own trainers, and the best young men from the warrior caste.
You are too kind. Did the two of you hear about the scandal here last week?
We've been preparing for tomorrow's battle, and have had little time for gossip.
The Grey Wardens are in Orzammar, searching for recruits, so the warrior caste arranged a proving. The goal was for the Grey Wardens to recruit the winner, bringing him honor and a chance for glory. Sir Everd, fresh from fighting Darkspawn, got dead drunk before the proving. Then some casteless bruiser took Sir Everd's armor, wore it, and won the proving. They took the imposter to jail. I assume to be thrown into the deep roads as meat for the darkspawn. The warrior caste is in an uproar. An incident like this raises many questions. Well, how the brand got in here to begin with.
Or how a casteless learned to fight like that. They aren't even allowed to possess weapons.
I've heard they fight in the slums with the old cast-offs. I'm almost curious to see.
I doubt King Endrin would approve of that.
Ha! I suppose not. All right, I have to go check on the fighters. It was an honor to speak with you, Your Highness. My thanks. Sigorum, I'll see you later. Good luck tomorrow, the both of you.
Look, the Grey
My
Warden...
lord, many thanks for your willingness to hear me out, my lord. I wish to speak to you of a matter most urgent. There is a vote coming before the Assembly next week, and a word from you could go a long way towards helping our cause. The vote concerns the status of the so-called surface caste. Lost to the stone, air-touched, and so forth. Centuries ago, narrow-minded men declared that any dwarf who left to live on the surface forfeited his caste, and his house if noble. That he was, in essence, no longer a dwarf. I seek only to remedy an injustice, to retie the bonds of anyone who can trace himself to one of the noble houses wherever he may live. Please, agree to speak for this noble cause. I keep my ears to the stone, my lord. I hear many things, some of which could be a great help during your mission tomorrow. A little forewarning to help your forearming, if you know what I mean. When your father presents you to the noble houses, I will ask for your opinion on the matter. You have merely to say that you feel our surface brothers should be returned their noble rights. What could be more simple?
You're a fool.
My king, please reconsider. The trade contracts alone could bring great prosperity to our houses.
Will we really turn our back on our brothers and a potential fortune in cheap labor because of a political technicality?
Denial of the traditions of our people does not qualify as a political technicality. There is more to life than monetary gains, my lords Bimo and Mino. The Assembly of Kal Sharok will respect the rule of Orzammar, or they will rot and die alone, surrounded by enemies.
Yes, my king.
But look, we have company to spare us further wrangling. Atrast Vala, my son. How fine you look in your great-grandfather's armor. Are you ready to be presented to the heads of the noble houses? So dutiful. Very well, let us begin. Lords, ladies, grant me a moment of your time. We are here today so I may present to you my second eldest child, blessed by the stone and born of the blood that ran in the veins of the Paragon Aidukan, who would pose a question to the prospective commander. Who seeks to know the prospect better?
I have a question. I seek to know the prospect better.
Lord Dace, head of House Dace, speak.
Lords, ladies, my question concerns the plight of our wayward kin, the so-called surface caste. What does the Commander Prospect think is the proper place for these lost souls?
Are you satisfied, Lord Dace? Do you feel you have learned something about the prospect?
Yes, my king.
Then if there are no other challenges, I give you Orzammar's next commander. Tomorrow, our newest commander will lead part of a mission to strike a great blow to the Darkspawn. Not only does this recover access to some of our most important mines, but it also allows our honored guest Duncan, head of Ferelden's Grey Wardens, to strike far into the deep roads.
Thank you, King Endrin. While the Darkspawn seem to withdraw, it is only because they are massing on the surface. This could mean a blight, and my men and I will discover the truth.
We are honored to have you with us, my friend. Now, feast, drink, and celebrate, for the morning brings battle! As for you, my new commander, find your brother Trian and send him to me. He may be watching the provings, or getting some rest in his rooms. Walk well, Commander.
So you're a commander now, in name at least. Shouldn't you be attending our King Father? Of course he does. We must discuss strategy before tomorrow's battle. Balin, stay here and stroke the new commander's conceit if you like, but then get to bed.
I honestly don't know how you put up with him. And what I'm going to tell you next won't make you any more fond of him.
Big brother, Trian is going to try to kill you. I wouldn't have believed it myself if I hadn't overheard him giving orders to his men. Trian's decided you're a threat to his taking the throne. Maybe he's right. Trian's the named prince, but only the Assembly can proclaim a king. It would be unusual for the Assembly to ignore the king's choice, but it does happen.
The founder of House Bimo became a paragon and king in one move from the Assembly, and he was a commoner.
That was an extraordinary case, but at least a half-dozen times the Assembly named a lesser family member, or even someone from another house, as king. Usually, it's the popular younger brother of an undesirable prince. Look at it from his perspective. You're more personable than he's ever been. If you win glory against the Darkspawn tomorrow, it will only strengthen the case for you as the next heir. Trian fears father will replace him on the spot. If not, the Assembly will surely turn against him when father dies. You know his pride will never allow him to step aside. You're the elder. I'll follow your lead as always.
Of course. You've always been there for me. I'm afraid I must agree with you. Tomorrow's battle is the time to do it. I'll find out the rendezvous and buy you the time to do what must be done. I'm taking your place as father's second, so I'll be at hand tomorrow. For now, try to get some sleep.
May the Paragon smile down on you.
Trian and his men will clear the way for the Grey Wardens to descend into the easternmost caverns. Those caverns are still infested by the worst of the Darkspawn. We cannot risk our own troops in there.
Understood, Lord Harrowmont. We should be able to sense the Darkspawn and avoid them once the way is open.
May the Paragons favor you, and the stone catch you if you fall.
Come men! Glory awaits!
Balin, you and your men will second the king, clearing the main road.
Don't you think it looks a little cowardly to allow these humans to take our place where the fighting is thickest?
Are you questioning the battle plan?
Of course not. I'm sure your caution is for the glory of us all.
Enough, Balin! Take your men and make ready. Harrowmont and I need to have words with your sibling.
Good luck, my brother.
Your father has a special mission for you.
In the eastern deep roads, there is a secret door carved into the stone.
The door leads to a Taig, abandoned long ago by your ancestors. The Darkspawn have made it impossible to reach.
My father believed that the shield of the Paragon Aidukan remains in that Taig, under the stones of the central room. Reclaim the shield, and glory will be yours.
We've sent 2 scouts ahead to make sure the tunnels are cleared. But be careful. One of the scouts will meet you at the first crossroads you come to. The second will be further in. When you get to the door, use your signet ring to open it. Questions? Very good. The crossroads where you meet the first scout will be the rendezvous point. There you can present the shield to the lords and demonstrate the strength of Aidukan.
May the ancestors watch over you, my child.
So glad you could finally join us. We feared you'd gotten eaten by Darkspawn. Turns out the shield isn't quite as easy to retrieve as I was led to believe. I wager you know where it is, though. So maybe you tell me where it is, and I won't mutilate your body so bad your father doesn't recognize you. I'm your better, that's who. And as to how I got in, that's a question you'll have to ask the stone after I butcher you. Now where's the shield? Bit for bite, huh? Both of us banking on killing the other and losing nothing by the telling? Very well. One of Prince Trian's men brought me this ring. It opened the door just fine. Now where is the sodding shield? Just kill them, boys. We'll find this shield on our own. That's for House Idukan!
Show me what you've got!
You asked for it! We're coming for you!
Mercy! No quarter!
That's well!
Right. This should be easy enough. As you wish.
That's it. We've got it.
Doesn't look like much.
The skill of our crafters has come far since then. But still, the Shield of Idukan.
If it helps rally the troops, it's a good thing. We need to get to the other rendezvous point. Back in the direction we came from, at the crossroads.
To the crossroads.
Atrast Vala, brother. I'm here. I am not, however, unaware or outnumbered. Disappointed. I didn't wear it today. I didn't wish to risk losing it in battle. You dare accuse me of your own treachery? You have plotted to murder me so you could take my place as heir. You convinced Balin to help take my men and me by surprise. Do you deny it? I have every right to judge you. I am your prince and your elder brother. Every tradition, everything that makes us who we are, demands your loyalty to me. You and your companions will throw down your weapons, confess your treason, and be tried in front of the Assembly. It will be your end, brother. May the stone reject your unworthy, treacherous body. Kill the traitors!
Sense of here. Let's get started.
Run while you can! I will not fail! Desperation is an ugly perfume. We fight! You'll never win! You're getting sloppy!
This is barely a challenge.
Right.
We should keep moving.
Hurry, Father, before it's too...
By all the ancestors. What has happened here?
It seems we weren't fast enough. Balin was right.
My son, tell me this isn't what it looks like.
Can you prove it?
My lord is innocent.
Sir Gorham, your loyalty makes you a useless witness. It falls to others to tell the story. You, Scout, what happened here?
Trian and his men were here early. It seems they'd done battle with the Darkspawn. Lord Iduken came up to them all friendly-like, but when we got close, he ordered us to attack.
Then we shall discover the truth.
Frandlin Ivo, you are a good and noble man. Did the scout speak the truth?
He did, my lord. It was terrible. Prince Trian didn't stand a chance.
You treacherous bastard! Silence, Gorham! Do you have anything else to say, my son? I want to believe that. I really do.
Bind him. He will be judged before the Assembly. To Orzammar.
Sir, orders and all, you understand?
Of course. Leave us alone, will you please?
Yes, sir.
My lord, I would have come sooner had they allowed it. How are you? I could be better. I have bad news, though. The Assembly isn't going to call for you. Balin has taken Trian's place in the Assembly. He introduced a motion to condemn you immediately, and it easily passed. He had fully half the Assembly ready to vote on something completely against tradition and justice. He must have been making deals and alliances for months, if not years. I'm afraid so. Some of the lords, especially Harrowmont, are suspicious of Balin's instant rise to power. They are rallying, but far too slowly. The Assembly has already sentenced both of us. My knighthood will be stripped, my name torn from my family records. But I will be allowed to attempt some sort of life on the surface. Lord Harrowmont moved for a similar exile for you, but Balin's supporters overwhelmed him. You are to be sealed in the deep roads to fight Darkspawn until you are overwhelmed and killed. It doesn't have to be. Lord Harrowmont gave me access to see you so I could tell you this. Duncan and the Grey Wardens are still in the deep roads, in tunnels connected to those you are to be left in. If you survive long enough to find the Grey Wardens, you may be able to escape with Duncan. The Grey Wardens don't care about a person's past. They recruit for daring, intelligence, and martial power. If you can find them, I'm sure you can join them and escape the deep roads. They're down there somewhere. It's just a matter of surviving long enough to track them. I begged to go with you and fight at your side, but Balin's pet nobles wouldn't hear of it. I'm going to try to go to Denerim, the human capital. If you make it out, find me. I will always be your man, my Lord Iduken.
They are ready for you now. Here is the prisoner, Lord Harrowmont.
Having been found guilty of fratricide by the Assembly of Orzammar, you are hereby sentenced to exile and death. Your name is from this point forward stripped from the records. You are no longer a person, nor a memory. You are to be cast into the deep roads with only sword and shield. Dare to redeem your life by fighting the enemies of Orzammar until your death. Do you have anything to say before the sentence is carried out? I understand your anger. You should have been allowed to defend yourself. Had I the power to stop this, I would have. Look me in the eye and tell me you didn't do this. For your father's sake. I believe you. That means Balin planned this from the start. Believe me, I will spend the rest of my days making sure Balin does not profit by his deeds. Your father asked me to give these to you. This sword and shield are of fine dwarven make. Strike a blow at our enemies. I will. Open the doors and let the condemned walk through. May the stone accept you when you fall.
By the Maker, it's a dwarf!
Lord Idukan, what are you doing here alone? Where are your troops? Ah, you have been made to walk the deep roads, then.
You mean you were exiled? What happened?
I do not think matters of dwarven honor are any business of ours. You need not answer, friend. I see. The brutal intrigue of the Dwarven court continues, then. Your father intimated as much. I will not ask what happened. You are the child of my old friend, and do not deserve to die in this pit. You have already proven yourself both resourceful and skilled, and I would expect nothing less from an Idukan. I've been searching for those with your level of ability. Your exploits in the Deep Road set you apart. As leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, I would like to formally invite you to join our order. Then welcome. We leave immediately for Ostagar to join with the human forces facing the Darkspawn hordes led by King Kalen. Stay close. There are still Darkspawn around every corner. Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, largest and proudest of the two remaining Dwarven cities. Once the seat of an underground empire, Orzammar now stands alone, cut off from the world by the Darkspawn, still clinging to the memory of its former glory. Below the vast statues and gilded halls where the noble families play at politics, the lower castes live in their shadows, scurrying to serve like their ancestors before them. Below that is you. You are casteless, the dirty secret staining Orzammar's perfect society, forced, along with your sister, to sell your services to the crime lord Barat. To the rest of Orzammar, you are proof that the casteless deserve their fate. But you know you do what you have to, the same as everyone, just to survive.
I can't keep gambling on you forever, Precious. You've got a sweet look, something to light a man on fire. But you gotta make it count.
Please, Barat. I don't want to do this in front of my sister.
Why not? She knows the slope of the land, don't you, girl? You told me a lot of things, not one of which meant more than a fart in a mittens. Before me, your sister was just another duster. Now check her out. Braids down to here, gold-capped teeth. She can recite elf poetry and play the string harp. Every man's dream. All she's got to do is find a lord, squeeze out some kid who looks like him, and we're all living the easy life in the Diamond Quarter.
Please, don't get involved. You know that never goes well.
She can do whatever I tell her, even if that means walking into the king's own palace naked. You keep your head down and say aye to any job I decide is low enough for scum like you. In return, I put out coins so you can doll yourself up and get a belly full of some nobleman's brats. Then you both go free, and I get to join the family and be called my lord for the rest of the little prince's life. That's what everyone likes, a casteless with a big mouth. But I didn't come for the joy of your company. I've been looking at my investments, and this one hasn't borne much gold. I'm giving you another week, Precious. If you haven't found a patron, you're back to sweeping streets.
But I have. I've met someone. That is, I didn't want to promise, but he seemed interested.
Everyone needs me. Because everyone has things they want, and my Carter, we're the ones who provide. Until you can do that, you're nothing but some whore's little sister. So shut up and do as you're told. A few do a good job, and you might work your way up to footpad one of these days. Your buddy Lesky's waiting outside. He knows what I'll need from you today. Don't even think about bungling this job. Your whole family's on loose sand with me right now, and I know you don't have anywhere else to turn.
I'm sorry you had to see that. You know how desperate the nobles are for more children? They can barely field enough soldiers to hold the walls against the Darkspawn. If I could give one of them a son, the whole house would celebrate, and we'd all be raised up to noble caste to join the family. It's what Barat's betting on. That's why he paid for my clothes, my voice lessons. He wants to share the reward. You know the other options. Cleaning middens, begging, going to the surface. No. Unless you find a way to save us all from Darkspawn and become a paragon. We're pretty much on Barat's leash for life. It's sheer folly. One more way the nobles protect their status. They say casteless soldiers are more danger to each other than to Darkspawn. That it's an insult to the smith to let us touch a fine-made weapon. Truly, they just don't wish to insult the warrior caste by showing that given the same opportunities, we could lead an army just as well. I have little love for the nobles, but they know, more than we ever will, what the Darkspawn have taken from our kind. Every noble I've met has had a brother or a nephew killed in the deep roads. Yet they let their arrogance blind them to the fact that we could help defend the city against the Darkspawn. Aye. They would even turn to humans for aid before us, it seems. There's been talk of an alliance against the Darkspawn. Even that the Grey Wardens have stepped up. But we don't have time for this now. Lesky must be waiting, and Barat won't like it if I'm late for my appointment. Money gives him power. He's got family on the surface, which means he can smuggle up lyrium and smithcrafts, and bring down silks, wines, and furs. And he played it smart. When he started expanding, he made sure it was only the casteless he shook down for protection, so the guardsmen didn't care. As far as the nobles are concerned, he still stinks of Dust Town. He's got money now, but you can't buy caste, you know. No noblewoman would risk a dalliance with him. His only chance to join a noble family is to claim kinship with a concubine who bears a noble's son. And that's what he wants more than anything. Don't you? Imagine what it would be like not to have people look at us like we're sewer sludge. To think our lives are worth something. It wouldn't be the first time. Garelon the Blood Risen was born casteless, you know, before he went to the surface. And he came back and won the throne. Many paragons have humble origins. All that matters is that the Assembly recognizes their achievements. And once they get that vote, they found their own house, and are as noble as if the ancestors themselves had made it so. So what are you standing around here for? Go do something great. Maybe you will. But until then, we can only serve as Barat demands. And he won't like it if either of us is late. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you tonight.
About sodding time. I was starting to think I'd have to bust in and get an eyeful of that spicy sister of yours. Growl. You're just jealous because you want the majesty of Lesky for yourself, you shameless hussy. What do you say? Oh, at least I'd have something to eat. But as much as I'd love to keep chatting, we better get down to business. Boss says we're out for a search and discipline. One of his smugglers is holding out on him. Name's Oskias, some surfacer. Barat got word that he's been selling shipments topside that never make it to Barat's ears down here. He wants us to find the rotter and see what goods he's holding back. All he told me is find him. Duster's got some family from the merchant caste. He's probably staying near their quarters. Well, if he is skimming, we kill him, of course. I mean, Barat doesn't let anyone swindle him and live. Bringing his head on a plate is completely optional, though. We're not just killing him. First we take back anything he stole and then we kill him. Come on, you can feel bad later. Whatever lets you sleep at night, my friend.
Hey, I was saving that seat.
That's real thoughtful, Oscaius. It's tiring work looking for you.
How do you know my name? Oh no, you're not from Barat, are you? Because that would be too much. I don't think I could handle. You mean you're not here to kill me? Look, I always been loyal to Barat. He's been good to my family. I know how much I owe him. I haven't. I wouldn't. I'm getting out of here. You two are mad. Barat knows I'd never betray him. I'll tell him myself.
You're not going anywhere. Could everyone who isn't about to die please turn around for a moment? This may be unpleasant. Thank you.
You can't do this. Help! Call the guardsmen! This is murder!
You two let me know if you need anything. I'll be in the back.
It's just a bunch of rocks. You're gonna kill me for that? Then let me go. Tell Barat you killed me. I can run to the surface. He's never gotta hear of me again. I'll give you the lyrium. Do whatever you want with it. Give it to Barat. Sell it yourself. I don't care. Keep the lyrium. It's worth plenty to the right buyer. Yes. I'll go back up to the surface right now. I'll move to Orlais, to Antiva. Thank you. You're as kind as you are beautiful. May the ancestors bless your steps.
Was that smart? If Barat finds out Oscaius ran, he'll kill you. He'll kill me. He'll make you kill me, then yourself. Then he'll probably stew us and serve us to the poor. We should bring Barat the lyrium, as proof of what
The king is old. His rule won't hold much longer.
Prince Balin seems far more sympathetic to our interests than Trian.
Balin has some tastes of his own that he knows I can provide. We'll finish this later. It's about time you two showed up. What happened with Oscaius? Some people are slow learners. You should have known. You don't lie to me. I can smell it. Did I make that clear? I thought I made that clear. Now, did you find out what I asked you for or not? One lousy nugget. You want me to believe that's all he got off with?
He said he kept most of it topside. That was all he had on him.
Very interesting. Seeing how my cousin was at the tapsters this afternoon. And he says he saw something change hands between you and Oscaius. And then the duster sodding stood up and walked out on his own 2 feet. Does that sound like what I asked? Jarvia, what does that sound like to you?
Sounds like some jumped-up face brands thought they could take a bribe and let him walk free. That's just not right.
The lady says it's not right. You wouldn't disagree with a lady, would you?
Right. I mean, no one's gonna say spit to you, Barat. But we can't move that free. We needed to get Oscaius somewhere private. We took him to the lava sinks behind the mines. You won't be seeing him again.
You think I'll trust you over my own blood? This one's been thinking to defy me since the day we met. Thinks she's got some big britches to fill, and she's never checked to see she doesn't have anything to put in them. You're both on loose sand with me, but I'll give you one more chance, one job. Not if you know what's healthy for you. This one, I want you invisible. The warrior caste is hosting a proving today. All the best fighters, last man standing, you know the sort of thing. They're showing off for some Grey Warden who's looking for candidates to drag off to a life of eternal glory. Now, it's not often we get every named fighter in Orzammar lined up like that. And I have certain acquaintances who take an interest in this sort of thing. Warrior named Averd is a long shot, and I've got a lot of coin riding on him. I want you to make sure he wins. Find his quarters, and find out when he faces off with Minar. Minar's the best in the lineup, but I'll give you a drug to slip in his water to make sure Averd has the edge. You bet you will. Here's your pass to get on the grounds. The proving starts as soon as the clock strikes. And when I say I have coin on this, I'm not talking about some pittance, like the value of your life. If I don't see Averd's name on the winner's sheet, you'd better make sure I never see you or your sister ever again.
Sweetheart, Sod it. He's stone drunk. He could draw a dead man for his bout and still lose. Barat's gonna kill us if we slip up here. He's already jumpy enough after that stunt with Ascaius. Hey, I just had an idea. That's much better than my idea. I was gonna say we should go up in the stands and start a rock slide, but you're brilliant. You'll be Averd. You'll go out in his armor, keep down the visor, and fight in his name. He wins, Barat wins, everybody wins. Except all the warrior caste braggarts you leave kissing dust. I sodding love the way you think, my friend. I was afraid Barat was going to kill us. You've got a heart of steel, Selraka. Get in the armor.
Bout 3 is next. Officer Minar versus the warrior Averd. Fighters, report to the ring.
No more time. Make sure you have everything and go tell the Proving Guard you're ready to fight. And don't forget to keep your...
Time for your... May fortune favor your fight, Averd. Are you ready? As you say.
This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar, for our honored guests, the Grey Wardens. The warrior Averd, son of Galton, will fight Officer Minar, survivor of the battle at Kar Ellerin.
You honor me with this fight. May the stone show the boldest heart through the strongest arm.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Very well.
I will show no weakness!
No quarter shall be given.
The winner is Averd! A truly memorable fight. The young cadet vanquishes the wily veteran. Healer, see to his injuries. The warrior Averd, son of Galton, will fight last year's Journeyman Division champion, Adalbo, proven in glory before the stone.
You honor me with this fight. May we both win glory in the eyes of our lords.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
For the fools, they.
The winner is Averd! The ancestors have withdrawn their blessings and embrace a new champion on their field. The warrior Averd, son of Galton, will fight Lenka, silent sister in training. She has made her vows, but not completed her blooding. Will she be accepted into the legendary order? That will depend on her performance today. First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
More enemies ahead. Enough! It is a fine thing we've done.
The winner is Everd! Linka went to the stone without a sound, as befits her vows. But it wasn't hard to see the blood that was spilled. Everd will advance to the final bout to determine the true champion of the ring against...
What? It's my bout already? Hey! That's my armor!
Who are you? How dare you disrupt this sacred...
Wait, I know that man. That's Everd. Then, what imposter did I fight?
Remove your helmet, warrior, and let all who watched you see your face. Castless! You insult the very nature of this proving! Guards, take this filth away!
Hold your man, I pray you. This warrior has defeated the best you have to offer. Is that not what this proving is for?
We are honored by your presence, Warden, but this proving is not solely for you. There are laws which have governed this arena for 1,000 years. This woman is no warrior! She is castless, rejected by the ancestors. Her very footsteps pollute the stone. She has no place here.
Except as your champion.
Are you awake yet? Psst. Can you hear me?
How hard did they sodding hit you anyway? Did you have to put up such a fight? As soon as everyone saw your face, Brand, the place went mad. Shut all the doors, examined everyone for family and caste. One of the guards recognized me and figured we must be working together. They burned 3 candles to the stump interrogating me about who put us up to this. I think they knew, you know, about Barat. Huh. I guess not. I mean, I've been in most of them. They don't usually have... this many bloodstains on the walls. Any chance you see a way out?
Good, you're awake. Barat will be glad to hear that. You caused a lot of trouble today. Barat lost 100 sovereigns for Lord Volney. The entire proving was declared invalid, and the Assembly already called for an investigation. You
in deeper by insulting Barat's top lieutenant.
Good.
Don't smile on you, Jarvia.
That's right. You've never had the privilege of being... Now they're asking questions, and as long as you have tongues to answer them, you're a threat. Enjoy your last night together. Sorry we had to put you in separate cells, or I'd suggest you have a last tumble. Barat will be by soon to make sure you maintain your silence.
It is
Leave
begun.
off with your noise. You're giving me a headache. Oh, I couldn't do that. I'm not supposed to talk to you. Mistress Jarvia, she said wait here till the boss gets back. Oh, you're probably just upset. I remember one time when Mistress Jarvia was mad at me. She didn't lock me up, but she yelled a lot. And she hit me on the head. But it was real nice of her not to kill me.
As you say. Enemies approaching!
If we want to get away with this, we can't leave one man alive to tell Barat what we've done.
I'm cutting the whore free. If that freak of a sister of hers can't stay in her place, I don't need precious Rika either.
Rika? That the one you got all done up in lace? I've been wanting to get my hands on that.
Heh, I know what you mean. She's yours if you want her, boys. And let me tell you, it tastes as good as it looks. What in sod all is that doing out of its cage? Come on, boys. The little whore needs to learn her place.
It shall be done. May the Paragons watch over me. Most excellent!
Did you see him there all when we're done with you? And you just charged in and sodding slaughtered him! You have to be the luckiest duster in Orzammar. Barat's dead, and we're standing here! Hail to the sodding king! Well, he sure was talking like she's still alive. But I won't turn down the chance to go take another peek. Hey, could you tell Rika I killed him? I mean, it doesn't do you any good if she thinks you're the most virile warrior in all the stone. Whoa. Don't push it, Salraka. Barat kept his place by making sure it was always dusters like us who took the fall. Right now, half of Orzammar knows who you are. We've got to lay low for a while. Maybe in a long time, when everyone's forgotten what happened today, we can see who's left to challenge us. And maybe, if Barat's family topside doesn't figure out who killed him, they'll keep doing business with us. And maybe we'll be able to figure out which mining family stocked the Carta with lyrium. And then maybe we'll have the chance to take over. Until then, let's just get out of here.
There they are! Seize the fugitives! Drop your weapons and walk down slowly. We will use force if you resist. He's dead? Barat had many enemies, but also powerful allies.
Barat would have butchered us if she hadn't killed him first.
Your friend has once again demonstrated her courage. We Grey Wardens travel far and wide in search of those with the potential to join our ranks. It seems I have found one. Let me make my offer formal. I, Duncan of the Grey Wardens, extend the invitation for you to join our order.
This woman is wanted for treason. You can't do this.
I can, and I am. It would mean traveling to the surface lands and thus leaving your people, but it does offer you the chance to strike a blow against the Darkspawn and the Blight. Then you will be subject to whatever sentence the Shapers choose to impose. I think you know what that sentence would be. I would spare you from it, and for an excellent cause. Then before these witnesses, I hereby recruit you into the Grey Wardens. Know that you are most welcome.
This is highly irregular. The warrior families will be most upset.
Look at you, you duster. A warden. And to think I knew you when you were stealing bread.
We must be off to meet the King of Ferelden, and quickly. Do you have any goodbyes to say? Then do so, and return to me as soon as you can.
I can't believe you're really leaving. And as a Grey Warden. When Sir Duncan said he wanted to recruit you, I almost fell over. When I heard you were arrested, I rushed to the arena. But by then you were gone, and Sir Duncan was telling everyone they had to find you. The rules of the Order say you must leave your family behind. But I can promise we will be all right. I spent the afternoon with my new patron. If everything works out, maybe I can even greet you as an equal if you return. I promise. My patron would never allow it. He has already promised to move Mother and me into better lodging, where he can find me more quickly when he wants me. I will miss you every day, but always with a smile. Go. Tell Duncan you're ready to be something more than a whore's little sister.
From Dusttown to the Grey Wardens. You don't watch out, Selraka, you'll end up a paragon. And then I'll never hear the end of it. Oh, that's the problem with women. Too sentimental. Now get out of here, before the Warden realizes what you're like without all that armor.
I am glad you were able to speak once more with those who care for you. Now we must be off to Ostagar. Are you ready to go? Eager to leave, are we? So be it. Before we brave the deep roads, I would like to make you a gift of this mace, since you have so few possessions of your own. It was once wielded by the Warden Forel Idukan. I believe he was related to your king. I know you will continue his proud example. Goodbye, my friends, and thank you for your hospitality.